she's putting on her makeup. Hi,
Well,
Gemma. I don't know if I'm live yet.
you barely made it there, good girlie.
Oh,
I
yeah.
know. I was like,
Her finger's a little trigger happy there.
well, I wanted to make sure she knew that.
Well, yeah, you didn't make sure though.
Well, if I didn't, she'd scream at me because one time she did. I did accidentally.
I remember she got off your panel one time. She was so pissed.
She was like, "You didn't put me on camera." I said,
But she cooled off quickly. She
Yeah.
cooled off quickly.
Yeah.
And she knows that.
So, what do you think of Quentin Simon being found?
Oh my God.
Isn't that sad?
Yeah.
Hi, Cool Gamer.
I think that town, that community is very lucky to have a sheriff like Hanley is, caring, professional,
Yes.
with all the hecklers that was around, all the damn people that was around.
That's right.
He composed. Still, he composed all the dirt shit that was being said about him.
You know what I liked the best about his press conference when he said she doesn't deserve a Thanksgiving.
Oh yes.
Yes.
Hi, Gemma. Hi, Cool Gamer. Hi, Kathy.
Hi, Gemma.
Good
Cool
morning.
Gamer.
Good morning. Sorry, I just wanted to morning everybody. Okay, carry on.
Good morning. Good morning.
I was like, I haven't followed that case much because I never wanted to see them screaming at someone's house.
No.
I thought that was like a little ridiculous.
Oh, it wasn't just screaming at the house. It was the stuff they said about law enforcement and everything else.
Yeah.
And they even went as far to say, her and Dolly went as far to say, that body's not in that landfill.
Yeah, how do you
They're not going to find him in the landfill.
Did she go and look herself then? Got a lot to say then. Why don't you go and help? Why don't you go?
Well, they couldn't. They wasn't going to let anybody interfere. They wanted to make sure that they had enough hard evidence that nobody could seep in and stop the arrest from being made.
Everybody.
Here's the thing about that whole thing. It stopped being about Quentin.
Yeah.
At a certain point, and then all they could talk about was like, you're gonna be investigated. What the hell? When did it stop being about that little boy?
Exactly.
Sure.
No, because
just like it was, it stopped being about Summer Wells. You still had people. Oh, it's about my angel and this and the other. They didn't fucking care about that girl. Nope. They cared about lining their damn pockets.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, something's got to be said for that. There's got to start being rules before they start doing that. I mean,
unfortunately, I don't know what you could do to stop.
I'm all for free speech, but there got to be guidelines. There has to be because there's got to be a line drawn where it starts to become that you're hampering evidence and you're in the way of an investigation.
I think anything regarding a minor child without the parents' consent, I think absolutely you should lose your channel instantly the time you go to talk about it. Point period.
Yeah. If you want, I'm all for free speech.
Why should you make a penny off of the shit? They talk about reporters making money off of it. They talk about the investigators making money off of it. These people are highly educated. These people have been in their business for a long time. They know how to keep themselves away their personal thoughts.
Thank you.
They're not biased. They can't show. Sure. They got favorites. I'm sure of it. Just like an FBI agent, but they cannot publicly state
exactly
because they could lose everything for making a public personal statement, unless they say it's completely off the record.
Right. Did you hear what Mallory said?
No.
That was disgusting.
He's disgusting. I can't. I had to stop listening to that.
Yeah, she really She lowered herself there.
Well, she always has. I mean, I mean, like going back to how she flew into Rosie O'Kelly. It was shameful and sinful, and Rosie did nothing but support her.
Yeah.
Then she sides with shit in a van that molested that
Hey, Jen.
picked up a child, met an underage child, and God only knows what he did. But anyway, Elvis Travels. Whenever the community flew, was against Elvis, who stood by his side? Mallory did.
Wow.
This is what she does. She'll do anything to keep her name coming, negative or positive, just as long as it's being talked about.
I don't know. I don't know.
That's a lot like Molly does. That's a lot like Molly does. She don't care about publicity.
Do you remember when she cried because she was so worried that Princess was gonna die because he was an alcoholic, and oh my God, she made a big production out of it.
Oh yes. Oh, she threw us. Gee, I got video clips like you wouldn't believe of her performances.
Carrie says, I'm glad in the UK cases are not discussed until the court cases have ended. However, your cases are more descriptive and open for the public. I'm glad you all care. Yeah, we do care. But I mean, not care enough to go in front of somebody's house and scream like a banshee.
Exactly. I mean, I'm all for free assembly, and I'm all for
not exploiting somebody's tragedy for personal profit. No, I am totally against that. Good or bad.
Quietly. They could have done it quietly, just stand there with their signs and not said anything, not cause fighting like children, and then I got get thrown at me. I'm calling the police. Oh,
Mallory's as bad as Molly for turning on her friends. She turned on Barnyard. Barnyard was a good friend.
Oh, yes. Yep.
She turned on her. So she's as bad as Molly.
Mallory has turned on everyone. MB Reyes, she's my baby doll. She's an OG in Boyd, and to the internet, she does uploads. She very seldom jumps on a panel or anything like that, and she has her own business. She has a thriving, wonderful life of her own. And so she disappears for a little bit every year. She's never in here constantly. Mm-hmm. She helped Mallory out in ways that nobody will ever know. MB will never ever release it. Mm-hmm. And look how she flipped on MB just because MB was in a chat and says she cannot support the stuff that Mallory is saying.
Well, Mallory got gross, like really gross.
Yeah.
That was disgusting.
And then let's not forget, I'm going to cuss here. Benny Keys. Let's not forget Benny Keys.
Oh my God! Don't get me started on.
I got the little small video where he was at the forefront on telling people how to go exploit the hell out of children.
Oh, I no.
But he's getting a pass now.
No. From
certain people.
No.
No certain people made their channel so big that they don't have to be held fucking accountable for it.
Exactly.
That's the thing. And then that's what I don't like about YouTube. They won't do anything if you have a big channel because they're getting money from your channel. They won't do anything, whether it's the right thing. But
I can't believe people so stupid and just swallowing this up. I can't believe that people. But look at the IP2 community. This is what they survive on. Is real life shit, doxing and everything else, and tormenting people, real life people.
Well, what happened to receipts? That doesn't come. That a lot of people don't do that no more. It's like because
that's the thing. The receipts went out the window, and receipts can be manufactured and invented.
Oh, now, yeah.
I have fucking seen it take place. You get the right people to stick together with a story.
And
They will stick together with the story. They will invent the proof on paper for people to see,
uh-huh.
and then they'll run with it. And then that gets people believing. That is the manufactured receipts.
People will say whatever they want on here. And unfortunately, because this has happened to me, unfortunately, everybody's kissing their ass and, and not trying to get the second side of the story. They're just kissing their ass.
Yep.
And you know who you are.
Carla, now you saw it firsthand. You and I don't know how much you guys went through yesterday.
I just glanced at it there.
It was hard for me.
From what I glanced with, my jaws hanging open. One.
See?
But I knew it all along.
I told you.
I knew it all along.
More than me, because you could have picked my jaw off the ground because I never knew about all this stuff. This was
Carla, the minute she got kicked out of there, she went up on BTS's live. 2 days later, she's knocking on your door, apologizing to you after what you saw in there. And that's not the whole thing. You still haven't gotten through everything yet. Okay.
Oh.
And then she apologized to you. And, I'm sorry, Carla. Jen made me this. Jen made me say that. And it was everything she did and she said. So that's what kills me.
Well, and here's the thing. I wasn't in that Discord, so I don't know what went on there. Well, I do now.
Yep.
Well, where I find difficulty is that was passed on. That information was passed on. The concrete evidence was passed on, and it was overlooked.
Yes.
Well, because of who she is. It's the same thing.
Who she is? She's a fucking shit starter.
When she was bashing me, she got all the support, No,
it's not who she is. It's the money, honey.
No, she got support.
She was given
support, even though they knew what she had done. So, whatever.
And she might be like,
just depends on who you are.
She might be getting looked at a little bit side-eyed, but not enough.
I got looked at side-eyed because I still to this day, I adore her, and I would never have her come back, and we don't even talk. But, and people cringe because I say it. I adore Mandy Bell and her family. I got to know them on a completely different level.
Right.
Uh-huh.
But did I get side-eyed for it? Hell, fuck yes, I got side-eyed.
Of course.
Well, that's why I'm getting side-eyed now because of Jen.
Yep.
Because everybody hates her.
Because you made up with Jen.
Yeah. And I was like, you're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to make up with somebody. But everybody else is. Yeah, and I love Simon for being authentic too. Simon's always been my favorite.
I try to be.
One of my favorite
I'm not
people on here.
I lost you for a second.
Uh-oh.
My internet.
She's not going down any rabbit holes. Or is she? Maybe.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Mandy Bell isn't on here anymore. She's gone.
No.
She's
been gone for a while.
She's through hell with people.
She's been going for about a year.
Yeah.
Not quite a year. Not quite a year.
That is, she said somebody told her to get a life.
Good morning, Shauna. Good morning, Natalie.
Hi, Shauna. I'm still, Shauna, I didn't forget. I swear to God. I'm so bad at it. Hi, Frenchie.
But that's how I was able to stay friends with Hello Starlight and all them, is because we never discussed
Whistle down
the shit. That's what I'm just saying. It can be done.
Yeah.
Right.
If you can put up with the people looking side-eyed and you being cast aside by the majority of the people.
Well, that's what happened to me.
Right.
But telling you, my jaw hit the floor when I saw what I saw. So
And we figured.
I
That's
mean,
right.
I could say what I saw, but I'm not going to
Right.
because, you know, because I don't want, because I'd have the whole drama community going after me
Oh,
because,
if you started one, yeah, because it was one link just leads to another.
yeah,
Cover up leads to another cover up.
yeah. And I don't need to cover anything up because I wasn't in that. I didn't even know about the sister wives thing. That's new to me.
Mm.
That's way new to me. But, you know,
Who is
like
fiddling?
getting blamed for a community post that you had nothing to do with.
Yeah,
That was another thing.
that's funny. But that's her mantra. Blame
No,
everything.
all my community posts are solely mine. I don't discuss my community posts. I don't discuss anything.
I had no
Back whenever I ran a channel, I did not discuss whenever I'd go live. I would not discuss it with anybody.
right. And everybody loves you, Simon, because you're on our.
No, not true. I got quite a few threats. It's
Well,
believe it
welcome to
believe it or not.
club. Welcome to the club.
Mm.
That means you're doing well. Okay.
I mean, it's not fun. It's not
There
fun to be bashed.
was names made up and everything else. So yeah, I think anyone that fires up their own channel, I think they have to go through the initiation or whatever the hell you want to call it.
Yeah.
But they know how to hit below the belt.
They have to pay their dues, and paying their dues by what I mean, paying their dues. Like
Sure.
you're not a grifter and an e-beggar or a total moron. Oh, I know I am not. That's for sure.
No,
You
you're
are not what?
A
never were.
grifter
You
or
never.
an e-beggar. No, I don't know.
That's
Hi, Jen.
Oh, you said you are not an eBay.
No, I'm not an e-beggar.
Good morning, Jen.
Natalie.
Good morning.
Jen.
Good
Hi.
morning. Melakaliki Waka is the thing we say.
Doo-doo.
Right. Flying Christmas Day.
How can you sing this early in the morning?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Still morning voice. I got it. Ugh.
What do you think about what
Hey,
happened?
Mojo.
Them finding
Jonathan.
Quentin's
Oh my goodness.
body.
So
Isn't that sad?
here's the difference. I was watching yesterday. I know Carla, by the way, you're hilarious. The response I saw Carla had was, the bitch killed her kid. She's right in jail. Right? And that was behind the scenes, you know. She's just sad and mad. And then all of a sudden I click on, like, I think it was Bullhorn Betty. And she is apparently taking credit for everything.
Yeah, she is.
Oh,
How do you take credit for that, Bullhorn? Were you in there?
Well, here's the thing. I wanted to wait because you're innocent until proven guilty. And you know, if you go on here and you say, what if she was innocent? And you're saying you're having her, you've got her convicted already, and you're outside screaming at her house like a banshee, you know. I mean, now I would. Now I'd scream at her.
Right.
But,
You know.
But because she's been arrested, and they don't arrest somebody unless they've got enough, you know.
Well, she already said that she did it.
An arrest is not a conviction, Shauna.
No.
But I think they're pretty sure. They have to have some kind of evidence.
oh, they got the evidence. Yeah.
And that's why I think it took so long, is they wanted to make sure that they had a rock solid case.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, if that goes, say that Leilani appeals one day, okay? The protest, all of that garbage,
Right.
she can appeal on.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And that's ridiculous, you know?
Well, that's why I said, like, they were like calling the cops out and saying that they needed to be investigated. No, where did Quentin come into play? No, they forgot all about him, and all they focused on was the police. You know, it was wrong
Yeah.
what they did. And whatever Mallory said about victims was wrong too.
I don't even know what she said. I dipped out.
Oh,
This is what bothers me. Oh my God. So,
Oh my
well,
God.
I'm living in Colorado, right? You know, and I'm not too far from Colorado Springs. And as a matter of fact, so my kid is going into college in December, and she's already enrolled in all that, but she gets an email, actually a text from her school, her new college, right? CSU, about the LGBTQ shooting in Colorado Springs.
Yeah.
She gets a text, like an alert, you know. And she's going to be 18 what, in how many days? I don't know, a couple days. So she's young, and she's experiencing this. And I'm thinking to myself, my God, like, this is huge. I heard all the names. I heard about a hero that saved. I mean, he was literally, he put his life up for kids. And then I watched the press conference, and what I found ironic was not one person on YouTube, not one in the midst of all of this, not one took a moment of silence for 5 children.
Yep.
Not one. My 17-year-old daughter, right, who has all of the rights we have, I'll put it that way, was pissed. You know who did take a moment of silence? Law enforcement during the press conference. I am, to this day, I don't want to hear Justice. I don't want to hear Mallory. I don't want to hear any other bullshitters who want to pull a transgender card over drama. Yet when five people, humanity, get killed, our future, and we just slide on by that.
no.
We're great people, aren't we, over there?
Right?
I mean, you've got to be proud of yourself. Because I'll tell you what, you're not teaching our children anything good. And if you expect the future and transgender and people to be treated equally, you will act like everybody else is. Nice.
Very well said.
Yep.
Very well said.
Standing up. Got my yeah.
No. I don't need
Well,
that. It's just-
humans are humans.
we're all human. Like, that's it. Bottom line. That's how I look at everybody. And it's hard to see. It's hard to be in this community and watch 2 LGBTQ people try to advocate for it. And I am going through it. Like, literally in the midst of it. And these people are exactly the opposite of what it should be. My kid at 17 years old acts more adult and has more of a sense of grounding and who they are. Okay?
I learned a hell of a lot off of my twins back when they was with political science going through school.
Right on. I've got a kid that's she wants a PhD in anthropology.
Wow.
Like, I don't know, man. I can, at some point, and I've asked her, I said, hey, do you want to ever sit down and kind of tell your story? And you know what? She sat down with me, and she sounds so much more adult than any of them. And the way she describes it. And I hope to God she takes that with her entire life. Because if she sees some shit like this on YouTube coming from some of these creators, it's going to change her heart and her mind and all of that. And it's going to leave her even more confused as to who she is.
She's got a good role model, Mom.
Yeah, she does.
Well, and I didn't start out like, oh yeah, I'm a fan. I've had to grow with this. And to
You struggled with it. I remember you telling me you struggled.
Oh my God, like any other person would.
Mm-hmm.
Human. it just made me mad because I sat there and I listened to clips of like Justice and Mallory and all these people screaming, and that one person took just not even 30 seconds.
I think the embalming fluid went to Justice's
Yes.
brain. He's really a sick car. It's the quiet and reserved ones, I think, is more dangerous and sick than the loud, boisterous ones.
True.
And you never liked him. I know you told me that when I said, someone asked me if you were.
Yeah, no.
It has nothing to do with his
No, he
sexual
was
preference.
No, and it doesn't. She just
Nothing.
doesn't like him
Zero
as a
to do with
person.
that.
Zero. Quit bringing it up. I do not want to know what's in between your legs. That's
Exactly.
my fucking business. So keep it to yourself.
Exactly.
Who are you talking to?
Justice, the guy that's
Oh, yeah.
Molly's
Specifically
partner.
Justice for all.
Yeah.
Shauna says no member of the LGBTQIA community speaks for the entire community.
Right.
True.
Exactly.
Really? Because, I mean, and it's true because they act like it. I mean,
Mallory acts like it more than
Mallory
anyone
does.
on the
I
planet.
should say.
Yeah, but she uses that as a
Crutch.
Oh, she always has.
no,
Always.
She's always
It's
said,
part of Mallory's gig.
I'm a protective class. Well,
Yep.
you're a protected class. Okay,
Oh, right.
I accept that. But you're not if you're being an asshole. I'm
No.
sorry.
But she uses that. And then
But, I mean,
then she
you're
makes the
gonna use
whole
that.
community look bad. Okay. Because I'm sure they don't use that as a crutch like she's doing.
And I'll tell you, I'd love to ask Shauna this. With any other, I don't know, bad joke, like not even LGBTQ or all of the, all of that garbage, right? Would we react in any other way? Would I pull out the fact that I'm straight?
No.
I don't
No.
understand.
No.
I do not
I don't
understand.
think we
the-
even have.
Unheard of. Unheard of.
Yeah, I
No.
don't understand the thinking of humanity and wanting to be equal, yet I don't know the boundaries. Now, I've learned the boundaries. I know my pronouns. I know all of that. I get it. Right.
Mhm.
I'm trying to teach a 17-year-old how to look at life in the world. And I'll tell you, she doesn't watch YouTube, thank God. But, man, it's got to be confusing. It has got to be confusing. Imagine Mallory or Justice at 17 years old trying to figure things out.
Right.
And you have this.
And she's going to be going to college, so you got to get her prepared.
Like,
because-
she's going to be a speaker at some point.
right.
What do you want her to speak on? Good or evil?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you want to make the best, and you have made the best example for her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. My kid goes by he, she, them, him, her. My child does it. She, them, he, all of those pronouns, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what my kid is choosing. Okay. And that is because she does not want to be labeled.
No one should be labeled.
And she does not feel like the person she is in the right body. Right.
Gay or straight, nobody
Right.
should have a label on them.
And
No.
I've asked her, do you ever want to make that full transition? And in the very beginning, okay,
Mm-hmm.
they said, yes, I do. Absolutely 100%.
Hi, Pink.
Hi, Pink.
I said, well, you wait and let me know after you're, an adult. And we'll talk about it then. Because I have no issues with
Well,
Exactly.
it says define protected class. The first time I ever heard a protected class was Mallory's channel. When she said she went after someone and said, "You do realize I'm a protected class," and I'm like, "What?"
So is mental illness. People, adults that suffer with mental illness, they're in protected classes.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So we could basically all be a
all
protected
human.
class.
We are all human. We all have the same rights.
Yes.
All of
Happy
it.
Thanksgiving, Pink.
Now, when you
Come
want
on
to
up.
shoot up a nightclub, right? That's a hate crime.
Mm-hmm.
You will be charged federally.
But if you're acting like an asshole,
That can't protect
You
Someone
can't say
calls
you're protected.
out.
No, you can't. You
What
cannot.
is, why does that make you a protected class?
It doesn't.
It doesn't. That is bullshit because you
I
cannot
mean, you
spew the
can't
garbage.
use
you're doing.
that as an excuse for being an idiot.
Yeah. Like, you can't throw out garbage, right?
Yes.
Garbage, and then turn around and say, oh, they're attacking my gender.
Well,
Right?
that's what she uses.
You can't do that.
All
Like,
the
that
time.
is no. You cannot break the law.
And she knows that.
the guide
She knows that. Come on. She's not mentally incapacitated. She knows that. She's just doing that to be an asshole.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
knows that. Hi, Gemma.
Hey, how's everyone doing?
Good, sweetie. How are you?
Yeah, I just wanted to
Good
add on
day,
my.
Gemma.
Hey, Simon, how are you? I just want to add on my opinion about the protected classes thing you were speaking about. As someone legally who's disabled in the UK, we have to be very careful when it comes to labels because some disabled people don't identify as a protected class. They don't want the label of, oh,
Yes.
poor me,
Mhm.
disabled,
Yep.
feel sorry for my bullshit. And
My mom didn't want that, Gemma.
a
at
lot of
all.
people try and do that with me and my family. They're like, oh, poor Gemma, she struggles. Her life's going to be a constant struggle with not fitting in. And, part of it, yes, I do struggle, but I don't want people constantly going, oh, look at Gemma, she's disabled. Look, her life must be so crappy. No, it's not.
Right.
We have
Right.
to be so careful with the label because people don't identify with it. And some people get actually quite offended. It's like, well, you're treating us like we're babies.
Right.
So
And what-
we have to be very careful when it comes to that.
And you got assholes that are abusing that label.
Yeah. Like
And
there's
you know
people
what?
who try and do it all the time.
There's nothing wrong with talking and being educated. This
Mhm.
conversation right here, I know I'm closer with Gemma now because I know how she feels about a certain situation. And
Right.
I'll never cross that line. And I mean, even as a human, I wouldn't anyway. But having a conversation with your friends and talking is the answer, is really the answer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just communication. If you take one person's opinion and get to know them and listen to them, and rather than just making a blanket sweep statement going, oh, well, we're all this protected class or we're all under this label. No, we're not, because everyone's different. We all have different needs. We all have different conditions that makes it a struggle for all of us. So we have to be careful with the blanket statements that get used because it's not adequate.
Right.
Amen, girlfriend.
Natalie says if for some reason she would take her protective class to human rights, they would most likely look at her own
Component.
compartmental about her gender, the use of it, and the labeling of others as bigots.
Yep.
I just did a video, the slander video, and the point of it was you cannot break the law, any law, under the use of free speech.
Hey, Shauna.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot do that. You can't sit here and use your human right as you break the law.
Well, if you think
Well,
about it, all of us are a protected,
Bullhorn Betty did a lot of that.
but all of us are a protected class.
Mm-hmm.
All of us.
I mean, I'll tell
Yeah.
you this, in the future, I think that's a very good analogy. Not too far from the future, we're all going to be in a certain class.
Mojo, Pink says so many YouTubers are using protected class as a rite of passage outside of employment. Definitely misinformation being spread. Any discrimination outside of employment falls under hate crimes.
Yes. Yes.
And the thing is, as well, now with a lot of protected class labels, and now you have the neurodiversity movement added on top of that. So you've got people who are claiming they're neurodiverse or neurodivergent or neurodisabled, and we have to be so careful because a lot of the people who are using these labels aren't officially got anything wrong with them. A lot of people are just using it as an excuse to be mean.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I had Shauna. Shauna is such a good representation of the LGBTQIA, I guess it is now, um, community, because she answered so many questions and so many, like, educate yourself about
Yeah.
it, for,
And I'll
for,
tell you,
for goodness sakes.
if I ever had a question, I feel completely comfortable just asking Shauna
Right.
and not taking anything as, criticism.
And she doesn't take it as criticism.
Well,
No.
she
She
doesn't
tries
give
to
advice as
understand.
criticism either. It's really refreshing.
Mhm.
I think it's important to
That's
ask
who I
people
would
who.
go to. That's who I
I think
have
it's
gone to.
yeah. I think it's important to ask the people who actually have lived experience. Like a lot of people don't know about me. I identify as a member of the LGBTQIA community. I have done for quite a few years. I've done numerous videos on it on my channel. And when people say to me, they go, "Well, how do you identify, Gemma?" I said, because the A in the LGBTQIA stands for asexual, which is a minority of people who don't choose to be sexual people, and that's where I fall on the LGBT spectrum. And people look at me and think, "You don't know what you're talking about." Yes, I do, because I identified with this years ago. It's actually
Yeah.
I only just started talking about it about 3 years ago on my channel,
Mm-hmm.
and
I
people
wanna
don't.
say-
People think that I'm lying or using it as sympathy. No, I'm not at all.
See, and I had a question too, because, growing up, I always thought, okay, we've got, gay people, straight people, just learning these words in the 80s, right?
Yeah,
And then I learned through growing and having a child that there's a word called polyamorous. And polyamorous just means you love people.
Shauna says, that's very sweet, hon. I speak for myself only, but I hope to make folks comfortable to ask questions they'd like to know without fear of offending anyone. And that's what I mean. I did have her on my channel one time, and I did ask her all kinds of how should I address people,
Yep.
and she answered. She was more than happy to answer the questions,
Yep.
because not everybody knows.
And I think everybody should.
That's
Everybody should start asking.
Right.
And
That's
me,
when FRD was around, and he was, or she.
Everybody's different and unique too, so you got to take that in factor for any belief system, any culture. Everyone is uniquely different.
Yes.
Mhm.
And it's
Yeah.
a blessing.
See, Frenchie says, I'm a French Canadian and I'm protective class as per se in history of Canada. I'm a froggy, which is a defamatory term to Frenchies, but I am proud. There you go.
Yeah, Natalie, I know a lot of English people use that derogatory term towards the French people, and it does get misused a lot. A lot of people just use it as a way to insult the country in general. But yeah, it's not a very nice term.
Is that what they call them?
We should all be
Yeah,
proud of who we
French
are,
froggies,
no matter
yeah.
what we are.
Aw.
We really should be proud of who we are.
Yeah, we should.
No matter
I'm proud of all of you for being you. I am. Like, I can't lie.
I am too. I love everybody here.
I know.
I do. I was so proud. Like I said, I was for the first time and I saw Gemma. You all have to just go listen to her. I was so proud of her. Just listening to her speak. I said she reminded me of an actual reporter.
Well, she does.
She's
you do,
so you do. And I was so proud of you listening to you. I felt like it was one of my own. I go, look at her. I'm just so proud of her.
She never told me she was on the spectrum.
You would never know.
I would never know.
Nope.
So well spoken.
Yep.
She's
She's
very
very eloquent.
eloquent when she speaks. Yes.
Mhm. I would never know. Never, Gemma.
It's because I've got very good at a lot of people.
Shauna.
I mask a lot of my struggles, like to Carla, to everyone. Like I'm myself, but when you see me in
Shauna.
public, like I mask a lot of my struggles. Like I can act like everything's woohoo and brilliant, and Gemma's not struggling. And I get home, if I've been out all day, I'm like, boom, I explode because I've had so much sensory input I've had to put up with all day. People, the noise, the smell. And by the time I get home, I'm just like, fuck, leave me alone. Don't talk to me. Don't touch me. Don't come near me. I just want to be on my own. And I just explode. But I hide it because I'm very good at it. I can go, yep, I'm fine. Woohoo. Let's do this. Let's do that. And I'm like, no, let's not. Because
Yeah.
I'm exhausted, but I hide it. I'm used to do it for, what, the last 20 odd years of my life till I got diagnosed. So it kind of got, I kind of got good at mimicking and acting, and people are like, well, you do it so well. I'm like, well, what do you expect me to do? Because society doesn't like the fact that I have meltdowns. They don't like the fact I'm anxious all the time. It's like, well, why can't Joe just act normal? What's wrong with her? Why won't she act the way we want her to? And I'm like, oh, it's exhausting every day. I have to be this way every day because the world doesn't like me.
Yeah, I know.
But you
It
know what?
sucks.
What the frick is normal anymore?
I don't
Normal
think there is a
is a
normal
drier
anymore,
setting.
especially
Exactly.
since the pandemic.
That's
Our
the
new
first thing I
normal has
learned.
changed.
Bite
That's the
me,
first thing I learned with
everybody.
bipolar
Normal.
was
Shauna,
normal
I'd
is
love to have a talk with you. Like I said, Shauna, I'm like you. I talk from my own experiences. I experienced things that I've put up with. Like I recently did a myths about autism video yesterday, and I explained each statement why it was wrong and why I felt it was wrong. And it's like a 29-minute video, and people are like, "You can't do that. You shouldn't say that." I'm like, I live with it. These are my own opinions. This is what I've witnessed. So therefore I can do it. So it's
That's
just my own
right.
personal experience.
You are, Shauna. You've always been genuine. That's why I've always loved you. That's why I want to talk to you. Because
You know, Mariah, I like
Honest to God, she was coming in my channel, I think, for a year, and I had no idea. No, I mean, she doesn't advertise it, but I had no idea she was transgender. I had no idea, no clue,
if she didn't say anything, I didn't know either. That was the other thing.
none,
Yep.
no clue. I mean, it's not something she advertised, but then the more I got to know her and found out more about her, by talking to her, she did open up to me a little bit, and that's why I felt comfortable bringing her up on my panel and asking her questions, which she was more than happy to answer.
Exactly, Mojo. You're always going to get haters.
Yeah, sure. No, I'm happy to answer any questions. Like I've said to Carla before, I'm an open book. I have nothing to hide. Like if people want to ask me anything, I'm pretty open. I pretty much say what I feel without any filter. I don't really care.
you both are very good educators, speakers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it's easy to learn listening to you both, actually. It's easy to get, like you put it in a very good way that's easy to understand.
Understand it.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're easy to talk to. You're easy to listen to. I mean, people get it when you talk, people listen. Put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys would be good together.
When I first ran across Shauna, I had no idea, and I was going over and I was listening to her and stuff. And I said to Dave Fisherman in a green room. He asked me what I was doing, and I said I was over there. And he told me, well, I don't know if he thought that it would change my mind or whatever, but he found out right quickly, and it was public too. He found out right quickly that I embrace uniqueness in everyone.
Yeah.
Plus, she's a
like
good
me.
person. She's a genuinely good person. Like,
Yep.
Everybody
nobody.
is a book in this wonderful life library. And if you open up people's books and you read it, you will find yourself just amazed.
Right. That's why they call it diversity.
Well, if we were all the same, wouldn't that be boring?
Yes.
It would
Yeah.
be that. What's that movie that was black and white and then it turned to color? Remember that movie?
Oh, I forgot. Was it the
No.
Truman Show? No.
No, it was everybody was black and white, and
Or you
then
could all be the Stafford wives.
oh god, no.
I love that movie. I don't know
Oh, I
why.
do too.
I
Yeah.
do too. I love
Little
that
couple.
movie.
I like the remake. I like both of them. I like the original and I like the
I've been
remake.
watching. I've been watching the Santa Clara Diet. Oh my god, that was so funny.
Oh god,
Pleasantville.
wow.
Ginger.
Pleasantville,
Hey,
yeah.
Ginger.
Mojo Joe.
Oh, Ginger. Pleasantville.
Ginger's
thanks,
here. Hey,
See,
Ginger.
Ginger pops in and said, Pleasantville, thank you.
Ginger
I
Fox knows
liked
all
that
the
movie.
movies.
I
Come on,
loved
Ginger.
I loved Pleasantville. Remember when she found out she was like
Ginger,
putting powder on her face, and all of a sudden her face started turning a color, and she's like, "What's happening here?" And color started coming into their little town because they found out that the world isn't black and white; it's all color.
Oh, and
So-
then you want to talk about diversity, a movie to bring out diversity. There was in comedy, Miss Doubtfire.
Oh,
Oh,
love
my
that
God.
film.
that's
Love
my
that film.
Robin
favorite.
Williams was the best.
He was
Nobody
good.
else could have played that role.
Oh, no.
Nobody could have played
No,
that role.
He did an
It's-
And we do
excellent job.
we say that we Nunya and I in the morning sometimes we go hello.
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 Pie in his face, and that woman came in and he goes hello.
That was the best. That was, I mean, he, it was like that role was made just for him. And just
Yeah.
like Dustin Hoffman when he did, what was it?
Rain Man.
No, Trixie
Oh,
or
Rain
whatever.
Man was the best move.
But yeah, he did that good too.
I
But he
still
also
watch that
played. He also played in the
Like
movie.
he wanted to get his underwear at Kmart, and Tom, what's his name?
Cruise.
Tom Cruise stops the car and he goes, "Underwear is underwear. Where is it?" He stops the car and he gets out and he goes, "Son of a bitch!
4 o'clock Jeopardy.
Yeah,
4
it
o'clock
goes.
Jeopardy.
What difference where is it? Where it makes?" And then he throws the underwear out the car and
I know.
oh,
Mm.
oh, funny. That was a funny movie.
Oh, that was a great movie. But I'm talking about was it Trixie? Remember he played in a woman?
Mhm.
Was
Yep.
it that was he
Dustin
did a-
Hoffman, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah,
He
yeah.
did a good part in that one too.
Yeah.
See? I remember Frenchman.
I'm watching a lot of funny movies lately.
Exactly.
Tootsie. Thank
Tootsie.
you, Mojo. Tootsie. Okay, see? That he played
Oh,
a good part.
Tootsie. I haven't seen that in years.
Oh, that he did a great part in that one.
I've seen it, but I haven't seen it in a long time.
Thank you, Shauna. Tootsie was a brilliant movie.
I finished
loved
watching
that.
Ginger Locks. I finished watching Dead to Me, and I
Oh yeah,
cried
me
my
too. I
bawled
watched
my
that.
eyes out.
I never
Which,
watched Dead to Me.
So
Kerry,
Me neither.
Kerry, scan up in the chat, Kerry. The link's in the chat if you want to come up.
Hell, I
Yeah.
just finished Stranger
Absolutely,
Things.
Carrie.
Did you love it?
Oh, did you?
Oh,
Ginger
wasn't
Locks
it
trying
great?
to get me to watch that.
Yeah, I just finished
Isn't it great?
the last
Now we can't. You
Segment
can't wait for
Stranger.
part 5, right?
I gotta start that. I do.
Oh, you gotta watch it. Part 5. I can't wait for part 5.
I don't watch television and movies anymore.
I
Sad to say,
know,
since I lost my leg.
No, but this one draws you in. Come on. This was a great movie. I could not wait for part 3. And I was like, and then every time when I would go to Netflix and it would say coming soon. I'm like, when is it coming soon?
Yeah, I was
getting
I was
aggravated.
hooked on Stranger Things and American Horror Story. I love every season of
Oh.
American Horror
American
Story.
Horror Story is on now, and it's kind
No, it's not, is it?
Yeah, it's called New York, and it's all about gay. This gay person that's killing all these gay men in New
Mm-mm.
York, and it's
I didn't know that. I didn't know that it started.
It started. Oh, it
Oh,
started.
I want to
It's
watch
on
the
everywhere.
What channel is it still? What channel? What network?
I don't know. I go on demand.
It's on Netflix,
so-
I thought.
I thought
No,
that's
it's not on Netflix. Not
Okay.
the new season.
Probably
It's
on A&E.
always been on A&E. Yeah.
I don't
That's
know.
what I
if it's
thought.
me. No,
I thought it was
love
on Fox.
We
It's
should
just
do
type-
a
do you
Stranger
have on
Things
demand?
party. We should do a Stranger Things watch party because I'm telling you.
Oh no,
Well, I haven't
We
seen
should do American Horror Story.
yes, some of those, American Horror Stories were good.
Oh, Carla, you couldn't stand American Horror
No,
Story.
she would like
The freak show would really fuck with your
Oh,
head
the
like
freak
no
show.
tomorrow.
The
Yeah.
Freak Show did freak me out.
FX. Thanks, Shauna. It's FX. It's
FX.
on FX.
It's on FX.
FX, that's it, Shauna. Yeah.
Yeah.
Freak
Carrie,
show would
I've
mess
been-
with Carla big time. It's-
I've been wanting to watch The Crown, Carrie. Have you started? Why don't you come up, Carrie?
Especially that clown.
The link is pinned up at the top.
Mm.
That
Because
clown.
I've been wanting to watch it because the Crown has been on with about Princess Diana.
My kid has me watching Ancient Apocalypse.
Hey, I was
Ancient Apocalypse.
oh the Apocalypto.
What's that
is-
about?
Cultures and
Cultures.
tombs and just
Gosh.
God.
What's it on the History Channel?
No, it's on Netflix.
Netflix.
Any document.
Anything you want to watch is on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
And if you get one of those,
They've been coming up with a lot of documentaries lately too.
if you get one of those VPNs and you get a number like in England or whatever, you can get their Netflix
Is it Ginger Likes the Crown is
because
good?
they have different ones.
They have different
shows on
Netflix?
there.
Yeah, they do.
That's too technical for me,
I know.
Carla.
Can you see Simon trying
I
to
can
figure
do
it
it.
out?
I can do it. Anybody
No, no, he would be bitching and his
You can
poor
always
wife.
use
No,
the
no.
state of Georgia.
Huh.
The state or the country, whatever.
What was I gonna say now? I lost my train. I said that.
So funny.
It totally went all the way.
She doesn't even know what's funny. She's just
I
laughing.
just like to laugh. Just the state of Georgia.
That's because Glowhorn Betty started researching the laws on protesting, and
Georgia.
the first place she brought up live on her screen and started reading the laws was from the country of Georgia.
Yes,
Oh,
From
that
the
country.
The country.
What
country.
was she look? Is she trying to look up the
The country.
The country, not the
I didn't know
state.
that.
state?
I
Carla,
didn't
she
know
just went with
Georgia was a
it.
country.
Hi, Cindy. Happy thanks.
Who was it that got the country and the state mixed up? Whenever, who was it?
Bullhorn.
Bullhorn Betty.
Oh my God!
Good
That's
job.
Georgia.
Or what was
Oh, and she's telling. She's gonna tell the cops how to do their job.
Cindy, how are you?
And she's
Just
gonna
in
tell
time
the
for
cops how to do
Thanksgiving
their
recipes.
job.
Oh, is she?
Happy Thanksgiving, Cindy.
Cindy, I hope you have a great Thanksgiving.
To you and your family, darling.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
Yeah,
turned the
so-
bullhorn, Betty, for facts and laws I need.
Yeah, but she's gonna tell the cops how to
Smart.
do their job. She can't even find the frickin' state.
A country. A country.
Yesterday she was saying, I don't know how many times I heard Chief Hadley, Chief Hadley, Chief Hadley.
She would be good with, you know, that
She's
guy that.
trying to take credit for them finding that child.
You know,
Oh,
that poor guy was crying.
bend over.
He was crying. That officer,
Yep.
he was crying
I
at
know.
that press conference. And
That
Aw.
was sad.
I hate YouTube for that.
Yeah.
I do.
Bullhorn Betty's an advocate, police officer, and lawyer, and a political advisor.
Can you
Call
imagine?
her
Manages all their
bullhorn
job
blow
roles.
job. That's all she's good
That's
for,
a good
blow
one,
job.
Carrie.
Can you
She
imagine
would be
her being
good-
crossing guard for
Just
No,
imagine
no.
what
I'd fi- I'd fire her
Hanley
on the
had to
spot.
put up with.
No. Listen, you know that
Keep
guy.
inside of himself with the horrendous how they degraded him and this and that and the other.
I know.
And they
And
went
then
as
he
far
protect-
as to insinuate that possibly running drugs with
Yes.
what's her name
Yeah.
the I can't even think of names right now. Anyway,
Billy Joe.
Yeah,
I
but
don't-
yeah, running, and that's why she's being protected. That's
Yeah.
why she's not in jail, and this it's to keep the flow going. And this, I
The
mean,
shit that comes
they
out of her
literally
mouth.
crossed all borders.
Yeah.
It's
Mhm.
She still wants Billy Joe arrested.
why can't these people
Just shut the fuck
go
up.
after her personally and sue her ass for publicly
Right.
slandering them?
Yes, exactly.
I think one day she will meet
The wrong person.
The wrong person. For
Mhm.
real. You know, she's getting worse.
She would absolutely lose. I mean, it's all on video. Her slanderous ways. She don't say "I think" or this. She literally slanders the shit out of
She
out
does.
of
Mhm.
without fact. So therefore, it is slander.
Well, she's all suit happy, so she should know. Hi, Captain Obvious.
I just want everybody to rewind back to Bullhorn Betty's saying
Bull,
Captain
bullhog,
I-
bullhog, Betty.
when
Oh,
we
Betty.
It's Carla.
Bullhog.
when we do protests, we always research the area that we're protesting in.
Yes.
Mm, Georgia,
And then let's hit the little rewind button. And there
Georgia,
Georgia on my mind. You mean the country?
What did you
The
say?
country.
What did you say,
Oh, my
Jen? I
throat.
couldn't hear you
I was
because
like,
somebody was singing.
Carla.
What did you say, Jen? I couldn't hear you.
we've been watching Bullhorn Betty's Day. We research all of the laws where we go to protest. We know all of them by heart, all of the tea. We do everything
bull.
lawfully. And then you rewind back to Molly crawling up Don Wells Hill, getting trespassing fine. Right? And then you come to Dolly getting arrested. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, you're winning out there, aren't you? Every once in a while you'd hear, Molly, get out of the street.
And then flashback to her throwing up in the toilet.
Right.
When did that happen? Because I couldn't find any of that.
She had the longest piss in history. I mean, she pissed for 5 minutes.
Oh my God. Like, I can't watch her for more than.
She privates her
couple
video
minutes
after.
because
She's absolutely taking some kind of drug. This is my
looks like
opinion. The just being drunk and tired don't make you act the way that she's been acting.
Well, yesterday, I guess she did something with her lips when her mother-in-law was
Oh
driving,
my
and
God.
she said she was going home and she was taking something because she's tired, and she was
She drew attention to
something
that
else.
shit.
right.
She always does. That's whatever gets her, subscribers, money. She has no shame.
And then last night she thought she had the COVIDs.
Oh my God.
Oh, for God's sakes!
Walter, bring me a COVID test.
Then,
Walter,
times. Good.
you're going to eat first. Oh,
So,
She called Adrian yesterday and she's like, Adrian, are you at Home Depot? He's like, no. And she's like, well, I need you to get a lock for my closet, a key
Yeah.
lock for
What?
my closet. And he's
What?
right.
like, why do you need a key code? And then she's like, I mean, I just need, and then all of a sudden he goes, or you could just shut the bedroom door and lock it. And it just got silent for a minute. Like she didn't even understand what he was saying. Oh my God.
I'm happy to see you too, Captain Obvious.
Yeah, Captain Obvious, it's nice to see you. You have a great day too.
See, I can only take
enjoy your Thanksgiving,
The
Captain Obvious.
COVIDs. The
small
COVIDs.
doses, very small doses.
She makes me laugh though.
Not me. She makes me sick.
Oh, she makes me throw up in my mouth.
Hi, Billy.
Just
I
watching her
know,
eat,
she does.
watching her eat. You
Oh,
cannot
my
you cannot
God.
watch a stream and not see her eat.
Oh my God. I know she saps her food too.
She's got to do that on purpose.
God.
If she was across the table from me, her face would be in a plate.
You know what? I can't even stand for my husband to eat chips when he's sitting
I
beside
know.
me. because I'll look at him and say, "Do you have to make that much noise?"
Carla, you're just a little bit overboard with that.
No, I
Your
can't
noise.
stand it.
I'm
Someone making
I'm the
noise when
same.
they
I'm
eat
like Carla. I'm the
drives
same way.
me crazy. And
I
even
yesterday.
soup, when he eats soup,
I'm the same.
he doesn't eat
Yes.
soup
They
normally.
slurp it. I hate it.
Do people actually make a noise whenever they eat soup?
Yes, my
Yes.
husband does.
Mine
I've
does
never been
too.
around anybody that actually makes noise while they eat soup.
Seriously, come to my
Oh,
house.
Bailey
Come
says
to my
that
house.
sucking tamale Tasmanian devil. You got that right.
Bailey.
Hey, Bailey, baby. Listen, yesterday you guys would have died, or Carla would. I'm sitting at my computer and I would just hear when I was making the soup. And I turn around and I'm just staring. And he looks, he goes, and he's got his headphones because and he goes, "What, huh? Did you need some?" And I go, "Can you slurp any louder?"
I don't say anything,
and
but
he
I
just
give
laughs.
him the stink eye, and he goes, "What?"
I cannot believe
Sorry,
adults
it's too loud.
slurp whenever they eat soup.
Oh, my husband does.
Oh my
it's
God.
disgusting.
Well, you got husbands that want to drive you insane then. That's all I got to say.
I think he does it on purpose. Even when he eats chips, I have to be in another room. And he's
Well, chips, for God's sakes, you cannot help but munch chips.
I don't care. I can't stand
Chips are loud. You can't.
Oh, Carla. Do you eat chips? Do you eat chips?
Yeah, but it doesn't bother me when I make
Wow. Ooh, okay.
I can't believe you just said that.
Yeah, well, it doesn't bother me.
It doesn't bother me, so too bad.
Oh my God.
My mouth hurts.
It's rare I find her funny anymore. Been around to, yeah.
Thank God I live on my own. I don't have to worry about eating at a certain time. I can eat when I want and not have to worry about people watching me.
Irish Steve-O's hilarious.
Who said to me that?
I never saw his community post.
Who's Irish Steve-O? Do you know
He's part of the ship crew over there. He is also paranormal, but he's part of the ship crew.
Oh, is he? Oh,
Yeah.
Cool.
Is he paranormal?
Yeah, sub up to him. He's
like
he's a hilarious guy.
Donna. She goes, "Thank God I don't live with Carla."
I know.
Honestly, to God, and snoring. Let's not get started about snoring. He is the loudest snorer in the world.
You'd hate me because I snore.
Oh my God.
But my husband, he yells in the middle of the night. He's like, "Stop!" And that's it. You know, I tell him every time, "Don't wake the sleeping bear." And so
my husband, I'll not, I'll.
Oh my God, Pink, that is scary as shit.
What?
The morphing that Steve-O's got on his community post of
What's
Molly.
that?
Oh, he does? I gotta see
Oh,
that. The morphing.
I have to find that.
Jesus Christ.
Your husband snores like a train. And I've even recorded mine and I played it and he goes, "That's not me." I go, "Who the frick is it? Ain't me." It's not me.
I did that once, and Todd comes back with, "Well, you sleep with your mouth wide open."
Yeah, that's what
You know,
I
and
was
he's like, "I'm gonna record you doing that," and I'm like,
Yeah.
"Oh."
And they get so mad at you. And he goes, "That's you." I go, "Yeah, because I'm sleeping and I'm recording myself and I'm laughing." And that's me laughing, saying, "I got you." Okay? So, no.
Have you ever drooled while you're sleeping?
Oh, yeah. I was on a plane and I had my head on some guy's shoulder.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't drool on him though, but I was like, was I snoring?
Well, I tap my husband very lightly and tell him to get on his side.
Yeah, see,
I'm not
Carrie?
sleeping. I said, "Well, then you snore while you're awake." For God's sakes.
I'm not
I
sleeping.
love
You are
that I'm not
snoring.
sleeping
I'm
and
not
they're
making
falling
it.
over.
I
I've done
swore
that.
I was going
I've said that.
I was going to tape it.
Bailey, I am. I'm sitting there too. When he's woke me up and he goes, "Can you please go on your side?" I go, "I'm on my side." And he goes, "No, you were laying on your back." And I go, "I wasn't sleeping. I was playing my game." He's like, "No, you weren't. You're snoring." I go, "No, I wasn't. I don't snore."
How many people have like sound recordings of their husbands snoring
I
just
do
to prove it? I do.
all the time.
That could
And
be
he's
your
still.
ringtone.
He's like, oh my God, you're so right. No, it's. That's
Oh, but see, that sound even bugs me. As Gingerlock says, she's a snorer.
I am too. If I'm on my back, I'll snore. I have to be on
That's why I tell
my side.
my husband to get on his side. Get on your
Yeah.
side, because you'll stop snoring.
Or you know what you do? Tell him to prop his pillows up to where he's almost sitting up. It does work. He'll stop snoring.
He won't. No.
It does.
Happy
No.
Thanksgiving, Scott.
Hey, Scott. Happy
Hey,
Thanksgiving.
Scott.
Hey, Scott.
Happy Thanksgiving.
I didn't know
Not
that was.
Thanksgiving yet.
That's a song.
It will be in 2 days. We're going to my stepson's for Thanksgiving.
Oh, that's
So
nice.
we're going to have to eat
Yeah.
turkey because they all eat turkey.
Yeah. My husband wants to know.
I
He
don't
goes,
like
"Do you want
turkey
to?"
either.
He goes, "Do you want to go?" He goes, "I got 4 days.
Sweet.
4 days off. Do you want to go home and do something?" I go, "Well, we're going to drive 3 hours back home just to what?" "No, I'm not driving home. I'm staying here." Besides of which, we're going to go home and
How
do
did
what?
we
The
get
same
on
thing we do here.
snoring from true crime? Like, God, I'm all over the place.
We started because of your noise issues. You hate noise.
I do hate noise.
It started with your.
Actually, and
There I am
it's
talking
a,
again.
It's a thing, though. Because
It is.
I told my psychiatrist about it. He goes, "It's a real thing.
It
There's
is.
some people that really get anxious when they hear a lot of noise."
Yeah, because remember, you used to get on me all the time about my phone. What's that clicking thing? What's that clicking noise?
Oh,
Nanya?
fish farts. Fish farts. I tell you, it's fish farts.
What's that?
Carla would pinpoint fish farts. Bloop, bloop,
Yes.
bloop.
Yes. She would always be like, "Who's clicking? Nanya? Nanya?" I'm like, it's not me anymore.
She
It
would.
says our invite list is decreasing as we are asking people to test for COVID. Two
Uh-oh.
guests already tested positive.
Well, hell, this is the first time in 3 years that anybody's able to go out and be around anybody. So
Yeah.
absolutely be careful, people.
Right, real
Say
quick.
hello to Shauna.
Hi, Sheena.
I
Hi,
wanted to share a
Shauna.
story with you guys
Shauna.
really quickly.
Okay.
Okay.
So when I was young and I did this sort of thing, I was at a bar one night and I went home with a gentleman. And this gentleman was a little bit older than me. This was in Key West, of all places.
She goes, I did this sort of thing. Go, girl.
I mean, now I'm a virgin, so I don't do this sort of thing. I'm a nun and, very holy and all that. But I used to at one
I
time
love her.
do this sort of thing. So the guy fell asleep, and like I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go home, I'm bored." But he was like snoring and he would stop breathing and it scared the ever living shit out of me. And I'm like, okay, my DNA is all over this place. If this guy dies, I am like gonna be implicated. I was young, I was scared.
Cleaning.
So I literally rolled him on his side. I felt it was my first taste of married life, and I'm like, I am never getting married. As I'm rolling this old fucker on his side. I was
Hey,
like,
breathe,
oh
bitch.
God.
You know how to pick them there, kiddo.
You shut up, Simon.
Breathe, bitch. Breathe. She
So-
thought
Yeah, seriously. But the next day I ran into him at brunch and he was fine. Thank God. I was like, okay, because I'm like, oh my God. I was like, what, 24? I think I was young. I was like, oh my God, he's gonna die and I'm gonna get in trouble. It's gonna be the end of my career.
Right. Well, he was breathing when I left.
Yeah, right. Well, kind of. He would stop breathing, but he was breathing.
But I
That was
heard
a
of
lot.
people that do that though. I knew somebody who told me that when he would sleep he would snore, he would stop breathing for a few seconds, and then he'd
Yeah,
breathe, and
it's
it would
scary.
freak out his
Yeah.
wife.
Speaking of that, and just to change the subject a little bit,
Yes.
I'm like crazy about watching true crime. And my husband said, "Do you watch anything else but true crime?" I said, "Well, actually, no." And he goes, "Well, I'm going to start making you
I'm
taste my
paranormal.
food before I eat it."
What?
Well, I hope you taste it whenever you eat.
Yeah. No, but before he eats it, he would say, "I'm going to make you taste my food before I
Oh, in
eat
case you're poisoning it.
Because
Okay.
Yeah.
I said, "I think I could commit the perfect crime." He'd say,
Oh my
"And you're
god.
tasting my food before I eat it."
You got a good life insurance policy on him? It's-
Oh yeah, real good.
Thanks, hon. On that note,
Yeah. Sorry to traumatize you all with that story, but I did feel like
that was a good
hilarious.
That's a good story.
it was
funny.
important to share.
Bree,
oh
Bree!
my, Shauna.
I
You're a
think I would-
hero.
I would have kicked him or something, and then when he woke up, I was like,
My hero.
My, how life
Okay, you
changes
are
as
a
we
witch.
age.
I couldn't kick him. We had just, had fun. It wasn't all that bad,
sorry,
but that was
reflex.
really not something I was expecting to have to do.
Uh,
I would have been sorry. I have Tourette's.
Ginger, just don't turn your camera on.
Sorry, I was dancing and then.
Yeah, you made me so happy I kicked. Now I could go
What
home.
did you think of our other subject we were talking about, Shauna?
Which one, hon?
About the LGBTQA.
Oh.
Why did they add those other letters on there? Because I have
Oh,
a
I
hard time
can't
with
even
that.
keep up all the time. I don't know.
they add a letter all the time.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like I'm going to be prosecuted if I forget a letter.
I thought maybe you would know because I'm like, I don't want to say the wrong thing. But they keep adding letters on it, and I don't even know what they mean.
Listen, I've shared this with you before. I don't understand all of the letters. I know some of them, but I don't want to be inclusive either because some of those letters are very important to people. So
Right.
I try to add what I know at the
Oh,
time.
my one daughter knows them all. Jesus God. And
Does she?
boy. Oh, yes. The other twin, shut the hell up.
Well, you shut up. Yeah, listen, I think it's important to just remember that, we all make mistakes. We're all human and you're never going to get anything right. I don't have to understand somebody else's letter or how they identify to want to respect them and acknowledge them. So if I don't understand something like, I don't understand a lot of the gender expressions. I don't understand the theys and I'm a very traditionalist when it comes to gender identity, and gender expression, believe it or not. So I have it's very old school way of thinking how I should act or how I want to portray my trans womanhood. So I don't think
So
that
you
I'm the
don't
best
speak for,
person to explain or to understand all of this stuff. But it doesn't mean that I don't want to acknowledge the people who feel like they have a seat at the table, because they do. They're human beings. Of course they have a seat at the table. And in my experience, that LGBTQ plus, that plus symbol means everybody, gay, straight, and
Yeah.
everything in between. It means everybody that
Yeah.
wants to be an ally and just be equal.
what do you
That's
think
awesome.
about the protected class thing? Like,
Well, so everybody's a protected class. Anybody who is a minority, anybody who has a disability, and anybody who wants to identify as being a protected class. I personally think that sort of thing should be saved for hate crimes
me
or
too.
things like that. Yeah, that's my opinion about it.
I
Right.
agree with that completely, because otherwise those crimes become they become less.
There we go.
Yeah.
Frenchie,
You know,
got,
it's
got it.
really a
Lesbian,
shame.
bi,
It
gay,
is.
transgender,
Yes, we have a
queer.
nation of everyone being in a protected class.
Azuzel, what is she
That's-
saying? Azuzel.
Am I wrong though,
non-binary.
Simon? I mean, it's
No, you're not wrong.
true.
It should be saved for stuff like that,
Yeah.
Yes.
not this trivial
It
shit.
shouldn't be used as a crutch to explain because you know
Right.
what? I don't discriminate. An asshole is an asshole, whether he's white, black, lesbian, gay. You know,
Amen.
Can I say
Right.
something else about all this too?
Holy shit! Yes.
yes,
I think it's important. I think it's important to be responsible for the things that we say and
For
the way that we
sure.
treat people. And I personally don't go offending other people and then act surprised when they offend me back. I don't think that you get to be disrespectful to other people and then claim that you're being disrespected when they return it to you.
Yeah.
There,
Right.
with all of that said, you know, when we spew that sort of hatred at one person for something that they can't change, whether it be race, gender expression, gender identity, all of that stuff, gender, sexual orientation, it doesn't just hit, that bullet doesn't just hit one person. It's like one of those bullets that has 1,000 bullets in one, and it hits all over, and
Yeah.
it hits
Yeah.
everybody in that class. That's
Yeah.
my personal belief. Everybody doesn't think that way. Everybody doesn't see it like that. So I think that we need to be mindful, not just about the way that we're treating other people and the things that we say before we start saying that we're being mistreated. And then also the other thing is, if you notice, I don't say the names of people that I don't respect, or I don't have, I don't want to see, you know, the people who are constantly, not just tragedy pimping, the people who are constantly going real life, and they're always being talked about and stuff like that. I just think that it's important to not give them attention. Because then, at least in my world, I only hear about them if other people are talking about them.
Yep.
yeah.
And here's, I'd love, Shauna, do you base your friendships on what other people say?
No, I'm friends with people who we just don't see eye to eye on certain topics.
Yeah. See, that's what I want to see more of. Is
Yeah, me too.
I
Because
want to see more of, you know, why don't you like
Yeah,
this
if you're
person?
gonna hate me for
for
something.
something I did. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Oh, because someone told me to hate them. What the
Right.
hell?
Or why do we have to hate each other at all? I mean, isn't it
Right.
okay to have a topic and then just have two sides of the same coin, and then just say, well, you know what? I still love you. We just disagree on this one topic.
Right.
I don't think that we have to hate each other. There's enough fucking hate that we have to deal with when we walk outside our door or when we shut our devices off.
Yeah.
So I'm
Exactly.
Go
you
by
know,
how we were raised. Were you raised to hate people? And
No, not
let's say we
personally.
all got together in a coffee shop.
There's so much hate down here anyway.
Right.
I mean, literally, there truly is, and it's sad that adults actually hate, and they don't. They're never even going to meet.
yeah,
Right.
or things that you just don't understand. Why do you have that much emotion? And I was always taught that it takes love to hate. So where's that at? If you're hating something like
That's
that,
what I see, Carla. I was saying that there's not too.
Hey, Winky.
Love is nothing.
Hi, darling.
Winky, winky, winky.
I love Winky.
I love you, Winky.
Everybody loves me.
She's awesome. She spreads as much love as possible. She's such a sweetheart everywhere she goes. I love her.
Okay, I've done my job. I traumatized you guys with my story, so I'm going to go back in the side chat. But I love you
No, that
all.
was an awesome
Happy
story. though.
Thanksgiving.
You
if I
too,
don't see
Sean.
You too, Shauna. Thank you.
And I'll talk to y'all later.
Okay, girlfriend.
See you, kiddo.
Yeah, she's
Bye,
right.
Simon.
Bailey says if our phones got dumped, we would be getting a cop knock for sure. A cop knock.
If our phones got dumped, we would be getting a cop.
Let me look at my last text to Todd, and I'll tell you if I'm going to get a cop at the door. What
I
did
don't text,
say?
so that excludes me. I
I
don't-
text for so long, and then I'm like, call
My
me. 'cause
fingers are too fat to text.
everybody knows me. I hate
If
texting.
I don't say it in Discord, I honestly don't do email. Yeah, I do an email once in a while.
I always ask even Carla after a while. I'm like voice chat. I don't like texting.
I got
don't.
fat fingers. My fingers always hit the wrong freaking.
How many times? Even the other day when I was saying something, you're like, "What?" It took me 3 times to type the right word in because my fingers always hit the wrong keys because I type too fast.
I remember when you were not feeling well, Simon. You said, It took you quite a long.
Oh my God.
You sent,
Yes.
you sent a message, and it was kind of long, but not terribly long. But you said, I haven't been talking in chat because it just takes me so long to type something out. By the time I type it out, they're on to something else.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah, yeah.
So that can be frustrating.
I
I
don't
say
like
it
that.
anyway. I'll
That's
run
when I
and
had
check
that going on
it
with my
anyway.
eyesight. It's ridiculous.
You're not boring, Shauna, at all.
No,
Oh
you're
my
not.
God, no! Don't ever think.
She was a little frisky. Ooh.
I like being boring. Well, what's the alternative?
Oh my. Hold on.
Dance
Sorry.
Okay, I was just like, Jesus, Simon.
Simon's calling.
Bailey. I love Bailey too.
Yeah, so we've done the gamut today. We talked about Sloppy Molly,
Sloppy Molly.
Mallory. Well, that's what everybody calls her now, Sloppy Molly.
Oh my God. Someone told me, I don't remember who it is, that they like when she eats, it makes her hungry.
Oh
say
no,
that.
no, it makes me sick.
I'll tell you off camera because I don't want to do it on camera. But when she hears her, because she said most people when they eat, it doesn't do anything. But when Molly eats, it makes her hungry. She wants to eat when Molly eats.
You know, I rarely see a home cooked meal.
No, I know.
You know
She
what I mean?
always
Like,
orders out. Yeah,
I'd be craving a home cooked meal at this point.
that's why I've been.
Remember I said I was craving a pasta salad? I made that yesterday.
Yeah,
Of course you did.
of course. 'cause
I have to.
you
Hey,
were sick for a couple
if I
days.
want to eat something, I have to make it. We
Oh.
very seldom go out to eat anymore. I mean, we used to, but not anymore.
I
'Cause
know.
especially buffets. We never go to a buffet now because you don't know who's touching your food.
I know. I know.
You know. Simon jumped down.
Well, he got a phone call.
Yeah, I know. So, what do you guys think?
What day is it? Tuesday? Yes.
Yes, we go live through Tuesdays. And
Sorry.
I know. Tuesday.
yeah, I don't do the whole.
Tuesdays and
week.
Thursdays.
Oh. You know, I need a rest. I was getting too old for that. 5 days.
Sometimes on Fridays I'm like, oh, I wish because we were supposed to do the I think on Thursdays did we say we are going to do the
Only if we have I have a doctor's appointment or you have a doctor's appointment. Well, Thursday we can't do it because it's Thanksgiving and I won't even be home.
Oh, that's right.
Grandchildren's
So we'll
all
have to do it Friday.
birthdays are in December.
I hate
And
that.
Friday people
Same
are
here,
off.
Carla.
So
My
No.
bill doubled, you know?
Yeah, you know what? I told my kids, stop having children. We can't afford it.
okay, just
There's a
Mom
kid.
said.
We have 11. There's a kid almost every freaking month of the year. And then if there's not a kid, there's Christmas. And like one of them's birthday is on the 8th of December. Another one is on the 13th. Another one's is on the 27th. So what do you get these kids?
I know.
And they have everything.
I know. Then you know what? You just give
Give
them
them money.
a cash card. Yeah, and kids
Or a
like
book.
at that age they like that anyway. So they'd rather get their own.
You know what I give them? Like these books of like the most curious facts or, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Crazy, like the good ones, you know, not just the little thing
Yeah.
ones, but
Okay, Shauna.
they love those. I'll be honest.
I make them fudge.
Ooh, I love
Ooh,
fudge.
do you make fudge?
Oh my God! Yeah, with heavy whipping cream, real butter. Yeah,
Oh
I do it
my
the old-fashioned
God.
way.
I bet you that's good.
I don't do any of this
Right.
quick shit.
Yeah.
I haven't had
Oh.
fudge in
I
years.
want fudge.
See now, we all have to give Simon our addresses so he can send us some fudge
Yeah,
for
send me a
Christmas.
care package.
Hey,
Simon.
I have sent fudge down to friends in Key West, Florida.
Oh
He's gonna
my
be making
God.
like
Now
Dolly
you
makes
did it.
soap.
Well,
you
you know,
did it.
Christmas is coming, Simon.
Simon,
Got
that's
your
it.
hint, nudge.
Hint, hint.
I saved those boxes, those the little boxes that we got from Omaha Steaks and stuff, and then I packed cool things because the fudge is soft to begin with. It's not,
Ugh.
and so that way it don't lose formation and stuff. You pack it in that and you ship it.
Shauna said she's craving peanut butter fudge.
I
That's
send.
what make peanut butter melt away.
stuff.
That's what they go crazy over.
Ooh, that
I've
sounds
been crocheting
good.
like a fiend lately, like all kinds of stuff.
Shauna said,
You should see my.
Simon, have I told you how much I love you?
Have I told you? Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure. Sure, I
Simon.
saw you, Deb.
We have to do
Simon, you're my-
karaoke on here, Simon. We have
Yeah.
to do karaoke.
Yeah,
I
Simon.
see. This is what I wanted to do on my channel was a few nights of that. I don't know how to get the sound to
Yeah, that's the thing now. You
go
gotta
with
get-
the
right.
StreamYards. Nobody will teach me this shit.
I will.
Jen will. She
All
said
day,
she
yeah.
told you a million times.
I have
Well, the
begged
thing is,
everyone.
you have
I
to
tell
play.
you,
I've done
we
everything
want you.
except goddamn lick
You
their
have to
stinking
play-
crotches, and I'll never do that.
Simon. Oh my. OMG.
Well, it's true.
You said that.
I'll teach you, and we'll let the rumors fly.
On that,
Wink,
you
wink,
have to
nudge,
try to
nudge.
get. See, he's got it set up also the music and the background.
Yeah, you got to have it. You because
gotta
if
the
it's
karaoke.
coming through on so many bars ahead of what you're singing, it's a
yeah.
clusterfuck.
It'll throw it off. So you and on his end, he's got to have it on the other person's end. You got to set that up. So yeah, and it is. You got to.
And do you need two? Do you need more than two devices
Yes.
to do this?
Yes.
I don't think so.
No, I mean, not on. If he's going to do it, he's got to have the device on his end, and then the other person has to have it on their end. You can't have one device. Like
I
he
would
can't.
say definitely headphones with a mic.
Yeah.
You know.
Pink, you can come up if you want. She
I-
said, great conversations. My son is a year older today and I'm a year younger. Yeah, that's how
made
we're
me
going
cry.
backwards now.
But he's got to set it up. Like I know what he's talking about because when I
Yeah,
went
I
to a
use
karaoke site,
mic
you have
and-
to have it like the mic.
Earbuds.
It's a mic and it's like a box and I hated this box that I had because it always fricked everything up as soon as you plug it in. So it is a cluster to be able to do that, and they started having that on their own.
Yeah, I went around to some of my friends that do the karaoke thing, and every once in a while you'll get a person up there, and it's lagging, and it's a mess. It ruins the whole setup. Then
It does. So you have to be able to do it just right. That's why they have them in the karaoke sites. That's why they call it the karaoke room, and they have it. And you just go in there.
Share your screen.
You just go in there and you tell them
Earbuds.
what you want to sing, and you pick the song on the thing. I think that's how we used to do it. We used to pull it up
But I've
on
seen people
YouTube,
sing
and we used to sing
do
it.
duets on there, like.
But
on
you have to make sure that you have it's this box. You have to.
I
make
heard a dog.
Yeah, because you know why the squirrel went. Oh, two squirrels. There she goes.
Is that your dog, Nunya?
Yeah, she's chasing the squirrel around the tree.
Pink, you're breaking my heart.
Wow.
What's Pink doing?
Gosh,
Oh yeah, her mom passed away
Oh,
not too long
Pink.
ago.
honey.
I'm sorry.
so sorry.
Some of that, her father had COVID too, and
You know, my dad, the year
I read
That's
that.
why the holidays are hard for me, because he passed away on the 27th of December.
Yeah,
Ah,
Buried him on his birthday.
I
So
remember that.
that's the day after
all
my
that
son's
time,
birthday.
some years it's not bad, but some years it just brings back.
I can
Yeah.
tell when you
Yeah.
get quiet around the holiday. You do.
I'm sorry about that, Pink.
I'm
It's
sorry, Pink. When's your son's birthday?
First year. Well,
Today.
Oh, is it? Happy
think
birthday
so,
to your
yeah.
boy.
I bet you are, hon.
whose birthday is it?
For son.
Oh, happy birthday to him.
Happy birthday to your baby.
All I can say about losing a parent is that, it doesn't get better, right? I'm not going to say it gets better. It hurts a little less and a little
Yeah.
less and a little less, but
But when it does hurt, it hurts like
and
the
every
first
once in a
day.
while I'll just start bawling when
Yeah.
I remember my parent.
You don't get over it. Yeah, that's something.
Yeah.
I'm a man. It's not. You just. It never leaves you. It don't leave you. I'm being honest.
Well, we give you
Again.
virtual hugs, Pink. Everybody give her
I
some
try not to
hugs.
think about it all the time, but every once in a while a song will come on or something that
Yeah,
sparks your
reminds you.
memory, and it just tears your heart out, because you know that you can. I used to call my mom every Sunday, so I will never hear her voice again. Well, not in this life. I will never hear her voice again.
Oh,
We had a power
I don't look
surge 2
forward to
years
that.
ago. We had a
Yeah.
power surge, and my my wife's birthday is around this time of the year, and I think which I think I told you before. But anyway, my mom, before the year she passed away, she called and she sang my wife happy birthday on, and we played that every year,
Aw.
and
Oh,
we had a
God.
power surge, and it took it right out, and I never made a recording of it or anything.
Simon.
It was
Simon,
terrible.
I kept my mom's messages to me, because if I wasn't home, she would leave a message. I lost
Aw.
all of my
Same.
messages from my mom.
The answering machine little tape.
Yeah.
She recorded, hi, leave a message at this. I lost that.
Oh, no.
No.
And when you lose it, you can't get it back.
No.
Nope.
So that
No
was
matter how much you bust your machine up or anything else, you can't get it back. Trust me, I would
so
bananas.
all we have is our memories, and you have to keep those alive.
That's
you
right.
know.
I know I'm not going to be able to,
Oh,
because
so
I'm close to my parents,
Yeah.
and my dad's getting up there in age and he's going through a lot. And
I'm
so is my
sending
mom.
you prayers and good energy, Pink.
Yeah, Pink.
Yeah.
We're here for you, doll.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Anytime you want to come and just
Anytime you want to come up, you want to talk, you want to.
She's
Well,
got to be happy for her son, and then
You can reach out to me
still her
Right.
mother, and
Yeah.
it's going to be a clusterfuck for her, and I feel so
Sure.
bad. Deepest sympathy.
I remember when my dad passed away. He was young. He was only in his 60s. And
Wow.
he had a sudden death heart attack, one of those ones where you have it and you're dead. And we didn't even expect it. It just came. And what's weird is that night, and I lived like a couple thousand miles away from them. That night, at the exact moment my dad passed away, I woke up straight and sat up straight in bed and looked at the clock. And that's exactly the time he had
Yeah.
passed away.
Wow.
And
That
then I had
happened to my
called.
brother, Carla. He felt like he got punched in the gut. It literally brought him to his knees the moment. And he was, up a mountain.
Wow.
Yeah. It was weird the way it happened. And then the phone rang, and it was my sister, and she told me that my dad had had a heart attack. So I called the hospital, and the nurse came on. She goes, and I said, my dad just came in, he's like, and she asked for his name. I gave his name, and she goes, just a minute, dear. And as soon as she said that, I knew he was gone. As soon as she said, just a minute, dear, I was like, oh, that's it. And that's the first time I ever saw my brother cry. was at my dad's
That's
funeral.
tough.
Oh my gosh. He picked me up at the airport. And, I held it together all the way there. And then when I got, then I got to the airport and I looked at my brother and he looked at me and I started crying. And he goes, I know, I know. And he started crying. And I was like, oh my God. I never saw my brother cry before that. But my dad was so young. He was only in his 60s,
Oh, okay. Thank you.
I took care of both my daddy in my apartment back east. He had cancer. And then 7 years later, my mommy. I remember when your mom passed away, Winky. I remember very well. And then you had some health issues too. That's what I say. YouTube is not worth freaking fighting over.
No, all this
Your
bullshit
life-
fighting, it's not worth it. No.
No.
Let it go. Let it go. Let it go.
Yeah.
Just be around good energy and good people. And
Yeah.
I know. Well, we're not bumming. Yeah, we're bumming out, Shauna. Come on. Let's make it happy.
Don't make me come up there and share
Another story.
that story.
Don't make me share
I
my.
wanted to save it for the next time.
Don't make me share my ninja
I
story
don't
with
know.
you guys.
We've talked the gamut of subjects today. Like
That's how I met Carla, because we were talking about ghost stories and I came up there and I go, all right, I'm going to do it. It took me like 15, 20 minutes because she kept saying, if anybody has any ghost stories, and I'm just like, I'm going to go. No, I'm not. I'm going to go. No, I'm not. Okay, I'll do it. No. Oh, yes. Okay. So I finally went up there and I remember talking about my ghost story and I was shaking. And
it was funny as hell.
they busted out
story.
laughing. Everybody started laughing. I go, oh, I guess it was funny. And
It was funny.
that's how, yeah, I had a good ghost story. And
Ninja, Nunya
they
Ninja.
started calling me Nunya Ninja because what I did. So I'll tell you guys. So my sister bought this house and she bought it from a woman that had it for a long time who died in the house. And she used to tell my daughter and her family knew that she started having all these crazy things happen in her house. And I never believed her because as my sister growing up would tell stories and we never believed her. She was the storyteller. So of course she was like, no, I'm not kidding you. Things are happening around the house. Like I would often find the drawers open in the kitchen. And I know I don't leave drawers open in the kitchen. And I said, well, you probably forgot. So my daughter slept over a couple times and she goes, Mom, it's true. She says, it's not just the drawers, but it's like the front hall closet by the front door. The light's always on. And then it would go off. Then it would go back on. And her and her, cousin would hear things in the middle of the night and their room was downstairs. And I'm like, whatever. So I would always blow it off. Well, then one day the family went to Wisconsin and can you watch the house and take the dog out and stuff like that? I said, yeah, sure. So I happened to come over one day and took the dog out and I would spend time over there playing with the dog. And her daughter had brought this, boombox. And she would often say that the stupid thing would go on. And it was always the music that would play was like that thumpa thumpa music, the trombone and stuff like that. And you'd hear thumpa thumpa and I would laugh at her. And so I'm playing with the dog. I brought the dog in and I'm getting ready to go. And all of a sudden I hear the music going on in her room. So I go downstairs and I laughed and I turned it off. And I says, okay, she probably has it set up or maybe it's set up to an alarm kind of thing. So I go up the stairs and I get to the last stair and the music went back on. So I turned around. I says, what the hell? So I went back down the stairs. I go back in her room and I turn the music off again, and I go back up. I get to the second to the last stair, go to step on the last stair again. The music goes on. I go, okay, this is not funny. It was Doompa Doompa music. Shauna's laughing at me.
Oompa,
It's like all the trombones, and it's like, doompa doompa doom. I don't want to say like Hispanic music, kind of like music like that. So I went upstairs and I'm in a room and I'm going, all right, this is not funny, knock this shit off. So I unplugged, I swear to God, I pulled the plug. I go upstairs and I just hit the upstairs and I hear doompa 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 doompa. I go, what the fuck? And I turn and I run down the stairs and I shut it off. I go, I unplugged the damn thing. And I'm like yelling. Okay. So I go back upstairs. I go, I unplugged it. Well, when I pulled the plug, it was the wrong one. I didn't unplug it. I unplugged her alarm clock. So I just turned it off and I go upstairs. As I go up to the last stair, at the same time the music went, they had a balloon that was hidden in like the corner. The balloon moved at the same time the music started. I turned around really fast. My arms extended, my knee went up, and I went, ha! Like a ninja.
Pink says, yeah, the YouTube fighting has only become worse. And for what? This sense of entitlement and wanting to be right is destructive. Carla, remember we did have boundaries. We used to throw tomatoes and tomatoes got thrown back, but now it's like you throw it.
Now it's real life stuff. Right.
You get an atom bomb thrown back at you.
So I did this karate kick and I went, yeah, to a balloon. And I run downstairs and I turn it off and I go, all right. Now, the lady that used to live there, I forgot her name. My sister told me her name. And I said, listen up. I go, you died. You don't live here anymore. You're dead. Go to the fucking light. I swear to God. I said, I know you see it. Go to the light. You are gone. Leave this house immediately or I fucking will kick your ass. With that, I go back upstairs and the phone rang. I freaking hit the phone. It went across the counter. I pick it up and I'm like, hello. My sister's like, what's going on? I go, your fucking house is haunted. She goes, and she's laughing so bad. And I told her everything that happened to the point where I did a ninja stance to her balloon. She said, I just peed my pants. And her daughter's sitting there going, I told you, Auntie, I told you. It doesn't
scare me anymore. Really doesn't.
Oh, they were laughing so bad.
I mean, it was like more. It happened. And Winky was in here one time and actually shared a picture of a ghost that she had in her house. And it was real. It's a real thing.
No, I screamed at it and whatever. But my sister told me, she said when she came home, all of it stopped. She goes, what did you say to it? I said, I told her to go to the fucking light. She don't live here anymore. She's dead.
Well, I'm gonna log off because it's 1 hour and 43 minutes.
Oh my God.
I know, right? And we've talked about everything today.
If your kids were at Target, you would have logged off for good. Yeah, I know. Yeah. And that's the problem too, is people.
I didn't have YouTube when my kids were young.
People use kids as a target, and that's sad. They need to leave the kids alone.
Yeah.
And stop bringing, or calling CPS.
Stop sharing so much on here.
Yep.
I would not share my grandchildren, my kids, nothing. They don't even know I have a channel. Look
at Winky go. Yes, the little girl in the prairie dress and the man's floating head.
I remember the man's floating head. She has ghosts.
See, speaking of that, I told Carla the house that I wanted after I put earnest money down on my house. My son found another house for me, and it was an old Victorian house that these people like updated it from the ground up. And I was looking at the pictures, and I'm a person that always looks in the windows for a reason. And they had a little attic window at the very top of the house. And I blew it up and I showed my mom because I saw it. And I go, Mom, what do you see in that window? And she goes, "Ooh, that's a man's head, face. He's laughing, but there's no neck." And she goes, "There's a ghost in that house." And I go, "And I want that house because it had a butler's pantry. It was a beautiful home." She goes, "No, you would have bought a ghost house. I would have never came over." I started laughing.
My
But
mother-in-law's house was freaking haunted, and I remember seeing, and they named him. They named the ghost Patrick. And you could see he would come around every once in a while, and you would see his head in the door.
oh, Jesus.
Yeah, she actually pointed him out to me. And one time I was supposed to sleep there alone, and she had a huge 5-bedroom house with all fireplaces in each bedroom. And I'm like, no, I'm not sleeping in this house by myself. So I made my husband, sleep there. Okay, I'm shutting down. I'm done.
Thanks, Shauna. You're all safe nearby balloons of onions. Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm shutting down.
All right, guys. You guys have a great day.
Yeah, we'll see you on Friday, I guess.
You want to do Friday? Because that's a long weekend. Everybody's probably going to be,
I don't care.
going shopping. I know my husband will be home.
We don't do the Black Friday thing anymore.
We do virtual.
Yeah. That's what a
So
lot of people do now.
everyone have a
Yeah,
great
happy
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving, everybody. Love you all.
Love you
I
all.
want to
Happy
thank you for coming
Thanksgiving.
up.
Bye, guys.
Winky, thanks for coming in. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody. Love you.
Mm-hmm.